Who said to stop clapping? Clap some more. Make some noise. I'm going to do something different for me and different for you. I'm about to run through. I'm going to call this 17 breaths, 17 pieces, 17 thoughts. I can get the microphone right. Hey! Shut the fuck up. I can hear you. I don't need to hear you up here. You guys need to hear me down there, not me up here. You know what I meant. Shut the fuck up. Let's get started. To be understood, at least for me, could be the best or possibly the most detrimental thing to occur in my life. To have someone that gets me, knows the real me, not this poet, this want-to-be writer writing pieces which allow glimpses into my soul for only those whose knowledge goes beyond that which society teaches is okay. My complexity is rather simple. I simply am. I am everything which everyone wants to be. I am detached, walking alone, loving all and yet none. I am who I am and yet I am nobody. Can anyone understand true passion? The desire that burns, churns inside till it reflects upon the out, makes you shout, the need that compels a man to raise up his hand and fan away all of the desires to pursue that which he dreams, while around him the world schemes to propel him in directions unwanted, to show reflections of why it cannot be obtained, disdained by his fears for by his actions, all because he acts on his passions. Not done. In the end, when only the ringing of our voices that once proclaimed all that was and is no longer remains, there will be silence. In the silence there is stillness. In the stillness there is life. In life there is music. In music there is soul. In soul there is emotion. In emotion there is heartache. And in heartache there is death. In death there is silence. Your life did shine, but like the cup of wine, yes, the bittersweet taste of life forgotten in the misery of drunkenness. Just because I am not behind you does not mean I do not have your back. See, I'm the type of guy who stands up front to receive the brunt of the attack. In fact, if I was standing behind you, how would I ever be able to see the way to get you to see through what you have to do? Now 6 years of my life have been given away to be broken and in constant pain, destined to spend the rest of my life waiting in the VA, trying to fix what should not be broken, the Army's token. Shattered body, mind, and soul. Was I a fool to give so freely, to be so easily swayed, to give 6 years of my life away? A burst of inspiration, no interpretation needed. You salivate in anticipation for the word. Does this sound absurd, but yet you feel me? Get the vibe, jive with me on the stage. It's only me and my word. I'm just a poet trying to be heard. Now a trinity of roses on one tiny stem bow before me and gracefully in the dust grimy dim. Their beauty, just a reminder of my sin. The ugliness inside I try to hide behind the costume of self-righteousness. To take a blade to my head, I would rather be dead, and instead I'd rather take it to the wrist and make it quick and end this worthless life of noun and adjective, because it lacks the verb, the word of action, the interaction of pen and pen will not tip the scales of time. I might as well draw lines, at least that sells. The blood wells up and drips to the floor, which mistakes the drops for the usual tears, and the stain sets in. Now if I wanted to be poetic, I would have done this with my pen, and device that would strap to the hand of a poet can't win, or mend the broken heart which moves it. Now blame it on Cupid for my stupid, so often lucid behavior, my savior turned executioner. Woman, born with the strongest spirits, are often said to be too strong and watered down with the lies by men who despise, with lines of hatred making them think they are ugly, feel deprived and walking the earth alone. They callous, turn bitter in taste, a great waste is she. Damn the deluded beauty. Now a hip and a stiff split a split as they rolled down the Mississippi. A skiff named the Prince said the hip to the stiff, man, you gotta loosen up. To which the stiff replied, man, this is as loose as I get, and I really need to get on down this river just a little bit faster. See, I'm a wanted man. I slept with another man's wife, and now he's coming to take my life. The hip just grinned, his wife, you dog, you. Hope she was a good screw for all this trouble it's putting you through. Well, neither one spoke for a minute or two, and the stiff asked, well, what about you? The hip smiled, flashing teeth not so wide. Well, I'm about to get into a fight with a stiff who just stiffed my wife. Now, unabashed raindrops fall pitter-patter upon my head, my steadfast approaching the point of blood, the blood not yet dry but no longer moist, still emanating from my nose, my clothes sticking to my flesh like a lost child bound on his mother's leg. But for me, bound is profoundly where I don't want to be, lost and unhappily happy in my misery. Alas, she proved yet again that chivalry, just as it is best left for dead poets. Said the potter to the clay, behold, I am God, and I will take you in my hand and create you into something beautiful. Said God to man, behold, thou art man, and I shall take you in my hand and destroy that which was beautiful. Despite my fright making my throat tight, I still sang, for my shame I could not handle the pressure. She said, I want to make you dinner. I said, how quaint. Steak and potatoes like Mom used to make. Then we vacate and place ourselves on the floor, disturbing the neighbor downstairs. Sounds unfair for him, but that's life. Okay, so I bumped his wife above his own head, but who am I to deny the pleasure of a woman, much less the pleasure of myself? So time goes by, I finish, she does it. Oh well, cigarette. Now I can't escape, I'm wide awake. I'm desperately wondering what it would be like to flake. Illusions of reality light my door, but blocked by the tainted body of a whore. I abhor the beauty that blocks my way, desperate to leave but longing to stay. Here in this beauty, this illusion of peace, they say ignorance is bliss, but they are deceased. 17 thoughts, 17 breaths, 17 something. That was rough.
That was beautiful.
This is special request. We're gonna do an acapella, which works. Acapella. You know. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. And this is called Idle Hands, which works for acapella. J-E-L-L-O! Alright. If idle hands are the devil's tools, then he must be queer, because he has a fascination with mine. 4:09 in the morning, and I am forlorning the absence of activity, and my members decrease sensitivity. No brevity and boredom as I rise to stardom on MySpace, faced with the conquest of fears that are too dear to me to let go, so I embrace them to me, when I could be releasing to paper. Now this is for all the starving artists who stand around here, nonpartisan to world events. Here is a hint. Watch the news. You have nothing to lose but your appetite. Shut the fuck up. Join a fight in the plight that's right in your eyes. Speak out against that which you despise most, and let your mouth and body play host to a message that is bigger than you. Who are you, after all, to deny food placed in your face? Just chew it. No one said you had to swallow it. The starving artists, the followers who wallow in their own self-pity when they could lead with their dreams but are too cowardly to chase them. They skim the free barrel of thought with an upturned nose and dispose that which is free, and then have the audacity to say, give me. Now see, idle hands are the poet's worst nightmare. As we stare off into space, lost without a trace, we could be riding the world's saving grace, but a mistake even I make all too often, doing nothing when I could be opening minds and inspiring hearts, doing my part to make the world a better place to live in. But then, idle hands are the poet's inspiration. When boredom takes a vacation and is replaced by the evocation of words to page, as the rage inside is passed on to every letter, when then in turn is used to sunder the fetters that keeps free thought in her lock, cock back now and let it go, and let it flow. Let it be known that idle hands are the beginning of revolution. Thank you.